everybody. I'm Angela Youngdeer, and we're live in Sambuca Jazz Cafe in Atlanta. And I'm here interviewing my good friend, Cooper Tisdale. Hi, Cooper. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Angela. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. We got to catch a set earlier of Cooper and the Cooper Tisdale Trio playing here at Sambuca, where they play every Wednesday night, and everything sounded great. You actually introduced a new song off of your new CD that you released, was it this past Saturday?
Actually, I had the CD release party on Saturday, and we did a song off of it called Good Friend.
I really did enjoy that. That was a great show today. So as far as buying the new CD, anybody that wasn't able to catch your show tonight at Sambuca or at Jake's, then where would they need to go to buy your CDs?
Well, they can go online to my site, coopertisdale.com. We've got it there, and also they have it at Hitting the Note, Abstract Logics, CD Baby, Amazon.com, and also all the digital download, eMusic, iTunes, all those. You can get it that way also.
Oh, wonderful. So you are on iTunes.
I am on iTunes and a lot of other digital downloads also.
Okay, that's good to know. And definitely check out coopertisdale.com as well. And Cooper, I was wondering, how long have you been playing in Atlanta?
I've been here since the middle 80s, so I've been here for a while. I was born in Atlanta, but I moved away, grew up in other places, and I came back, so I've been here since I've been a professional musician.
Okay. And how long have you been playing music?
Longer than that. Since the early 80s.
What was the first instrument that you picked up?
Well, guitar. It was always guitar. That was what I always loved, so I started right with it and stayed with it.
And was there anybody that influenced you to play guitar or inspired you to want to try music?
Not anybody in particular. I think I just liked listening to the radio like everybody, and I liked music, and I just happened to choose guitar, so there wasn't really anybody at that time that influenced me. As I went on, there were a lot of people that I, of course, really loved a lot, learned to love, but initially it wasn't like a particular artist per se that got me into guitar. Of course, with rock music, which is what I grew up with, you had Led Zeppelin and Queen and groups like this, so they were so cool. Guitar seemed like the right instrument.
When I first met you, I was in a place called Rockmeyers and waiting to see a band called The Rat Race. And the guitarist was leaving the band. There was a new guitarist that was coming up. Nobody had any idea who he was, what his name was, what he looked like, or anything. And I'm sitting at a table, and Cooper walks up, and he says, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Hey, it's all right." And he's like, "Are you here to check out the band?" I said, "Yes, I am." And he says, "So what do you think about this new guitarist?" I said, he's not going to be anywhere near as good as the guitarist now. I mean, there's just no way. I haven't heard anything good about him. I don't know who he is or anything, so Cooper never did tell me who he was. All of a sudden, he gets on stage. Yeah, so that's how we met. I wanted to crawl under the table, and I ate my words because he blew just about any guitarist that I had heard before locally away, and even some nationally. So that's a funny story there.
Well, thank you. I thought Lance was great, but it was a fun band, and it's fun to rock out with them.
Now, that was a rock band, so you've played with several different bands, and rock bands, jazz bands, and as a solo artist, I've seen you at the Jazz Festival in Piedmont Park here in Atlanta as well. What is the wildest or the craziest story you can tell us, or the best event you've ever played?
Well, I don't know about the wildest and craziest because there's several along the way, but as far as probably the best event, I really enjoy gigs where I've played my own music. There's definitely something really special about doing that. And at the first time I did the Atlanta Dogwood Festival, it was on a Sunday about 3 in the afternoon, and there were about 7,000 people there, and I did a set of my music. That was great. Otherwise, other really fun gigs where I played at Radio City Music Hall a couple of nights. It was sold out, and did a couple of shows there, and then I also played Carnegie Hall. So I've had some pretty nice fun gigs.
Wow, Radio City Music Hall and Carnegie Hall?
Yes.
Now, what type of music did you play there? Was that your own material, or did you play with a certain performer?
I played with Kristen Hall, who went on to form Sugarland to start that band, and so it was actually very different. I played acoustic guitar with that. It was just me and her, and we were in Radio City Music Hall. We were opening up for the Indigo Girls, so we would play, and then at the end of the night we'd get on stage with them and play. And it's kind of funny because the four of us would get up there, and I would play acoustic, and Emily would pull out an electric, and we played Southern Man, which is pretty funny.
Now, what type of music is your absolute favorite to play?
I can't say that because I don't like to stay in one idiom all the time. I think my favorite thing to play is hopefully good music.
Good answer. What about instruments? I know that you said you like guitar, you want to stay with guitar. Is there like any other guitar, like a double neck guitar? Have you ever tried one of those, or?
Not a double neck. I've played a 12 string and things like this, but pretty much 6-string electric and acoustic, nylon string classical guitar. I spent some time playing that, but that's it, guitar-wise.
I know, especially with a recent CD just released, that your calendar is probably pretty booked, and you play solo and you play with your Cooper Tisdale Trio. Are there any other bands that you play with?
I play regularly every Friday night with a Brazilian band actually called Rua Seis, which is Portuguese for 6th Street. And we play at a club on 6th Street in Atlanta in Midtown, and so we play every Friday night, and that's a fun band. It's all about rhythm with them. So it's a whole different thing from the jazz singer, from my thing, or from the rock, but it's a lot of fun.
In your own words, how would you describe your own personal style of music, and where do you see your music taking you in the near future?
It's eclectic, but I guess I would call it a rock jazz combination. There's certainly rock element because I grew up with that. Then there's the jazz element that I've really grew to love, that I wasn't so much into at first. So I guess that's how I would describe it, as a jazz rock or rock jazz, but it's certainly eclectic. As far as where I see it going, I would like to just keep playing and getting better and writing, and want to put out more CDs. This is the one I just released, is my 3rd CD actually, and I'd like to put out more and just keep playing original music and then playing with good musicians.
That is excellent. I know that your music has definitely matured along with yourself from Face Up, I believe. Was that your first one? And I still listen to that one on a regular basis, and just very talented, and as you said, eclectic, and you have your own style, and definitely can play probably anything you put your mind to.
Thank you.
And do you have any upcoming collaborations or projects in particular that your fans out there should be aware of and keep an ear out for?
I think they just need to keep an ear out in general, because you never know what the future is going to hold. But I'm going to continue playing my music and continue playing with Rua 6.
Well, Cooper, I know you've got a very busy schedule, especially with releasing your brand new CD, Cooper Tisdale and Friends, live in Atlanta. And if anybody gets a chance, definitely check out coopertisdale.com, where you can see any upcoming events and projects that he's working on. And as he said, keep an ear out, because there's always something new and something good with this guy. So again, that's coopertisdale.com. And if you get a chance, come out Wednesday night, Sambuca Jazz Cafe. That's where we are tonight live. I'm your host, Angela Youngdeer. Thanks for joining us.